Hello everyone, Wade from High Tech Legion here, coming to you with the ZBOX ID83 Plus. This is an ideal system for an HTPC in the living room. It's a small form factor PC, and the Plus version comes with a 500 gig hard drive as well as 4 gigs of memory, where the non-Plus version does not have a included hard drive or memory in it, so you would install that yourself. Let's take a look at the product. Here we have the actual ZBox, the ID83 Plus ZBox from Zotac. You can see we've got a black glossy finish on it, and there's a ring here that lights up blue when it's powered on. It's very small at 7.4 inches by 7.4 inches by 1.73 inches, and you can almost fit the thing in the palm of your hand. They also include a VESA mount bracket, which I'll show you later, so you can mount it onto the back of a television or monitor if you like. This is the side of it, well, really the bottom, really, when you think about it, because this is what sits into the mounts. You've got the back of it, which has your wireless antenna spot, 2 USB 3.0 ports, an RJ45 jack for your gigabit Ethernet, 2 USB 2.0 ports, a DVI connection, HDMI 1.4a connection, and optical for digital SP IDF audio. You've also got your power here. It takes a laptop adapter basically to power it, so there's no power supply in the unit itself. On this side, this is would be the top if it's standing up. You've got a USB 2.0 port that's covered by a little rubber connection that you can remove, and in this area right here we've got the copper heat sink, can be seen through it a little bit. And on the front we've got our power button, a hard drive indicator light, a wireless indicator light, USB 2.0 port, 6-in-1 media card reader, microphone jack, and an audio jack. This does have a Intel i3 processor. It is an Ivy Bridge based processor, and it has the Intel HM76 Express chipset, the i3-3120M dual core 2.5 GHz processor, includes embedded Intel HD Graphics 4000 in it. The 4 gigs of memory is DDR3 1600, and I'm going to pop the cover off of this to show you the insides of it in just a second. So to pop the cover off, you pull the 2 thumb screws on the bottom, and then the bottom plate slides off, it just slides right off the bottom. And then we get a view of the internals on this system. Right here we've got our CMOS battery and our audio jacks, our 4 gigs of memory. It's a single DIMM, so you can add another 4 gigs of memory. You've also got a 500 gig 2.5-inch laptop drive. This also pops out with just a thumb screw, so you could easily replace this with a larger drive or an SSD if you so desired. Right here we've got all our back ports, our USB 3, USB 2, Ethernet jack, DVI, HDMI, and our optical out, as well as our power. This is the wireless antenna going in up to the top cover, and you can see there's actually a little sticker in there that says warranty void if the seal is broken. So when you pull the heatsink, if you pull the heatsink off, you void the 1-year warranty on it. This connection here goes to the fan, and the 4-pin PWM fan, and then we've got another power connection here for the front lights and the power switch. Right here we've got a jumper that allows you to clear the CMOS on the system. Of course, with a desktop system, typically you can pull the battery to clear the CMOS as well. Wireless is 802.11n wireless with Bluetooth 4.0 capability, and the gigabit LAN is 10, 100, 1000, and will auto sense whatever speed your router is capable of running. The antenna is removable. Right now the antenna is off, and I have that with the accessories, so I'll show you that in a minute or so. And so you can take the antenna off to make it easier to mount into a certain place, or if you're transporting it, you don't want to break the antenna off for some reason, though it is set back a little bit, so you probably don't have to worry about snapping it off by any means. Now for some benchmarks.
Here we have the newest 3D mark with the high-end Firestrike benchmark, not performing too well, but this isn't a high-end system, of course. And we have CloudGate and Ice Storm at 720p, which it performed pretty well on. Next, we have our AIDA64 memory test. The memory on this system performed as expected with this test. And PC Mark 7 tests the whole system using various benchmarks, and these numbers are what's expected for this i3 mobile core chipset. Next, we've got our X264 Hd Benchmark, which shows in F frames per second encoding, and Handbrake, which is in minutes and seconds, how long it took to re-encode a 1080p video. And LAN speed test showing the megabits per second of both the LAN and the wireless LAN. Finally, we did a little light gaming with Call of Duty Black Ops 2 and the Elder Scrolls V at 720p and low detail settings. We've got squeaked out 30 frames per second just about, which is good.
Now I'm going to show you the accessories that Zotac includes with the system. Of course, you have the 19-volt power brick, and it has a typical 3-prong laptop cord connector, and the plug that goes into the wall is a typical 3-prong with the ground. There's your end that plugs into the system itself. We've got a wireless antenna that just screws into the back side here. It just screws in like you would righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. And you can adjust that however you would like to get the optimal signal. We've got a stand if you just want to stand it up on a desk. And we've also got a VESA compatible monitor mount. So what you do is you take the included screws and you would mount it to the back of a monitor or a TV that's compatible with VESA, and then the whole system slides down on top of it, and it would be mounted like this on the back of your television or monitor. We've got a DVI to VGA converter. So if you only have a monitor or a TV input that's VGA, you can use the DVI connection on the system. And you've also got a media center remote that's included with the batteries, and an IR receiver that can be plugged into the USB port of the machine and then placed with the extension placed anywhere where you can receive the blaster. So if you stick this behind the TV, you can use this to get the IR signal to the system. You've also got a CD with the driver on it. They'll always recommend going to the manufacturer's site and getting the newest drivers. A little card with warranty terms, as well as a user manual and a quick start guide. So here we have the unit plugged in, and you can see that the front power light is red when it's turned off. I'm going to go ahead and turn the system on, and the light turns green. Our indicator lights here are white, and we've got the blue ring here to indicate that the system is powered on. This has been an overview of the Zotac ZBOX ID83 Plus. I hope you enjoyed the video. And for the full review, please see www.hightechlegion.com, as well as for other reviews. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter page as well. Take care.